Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. As you guys can see, I'm packing my Lululemon new parent backpack because I gave birth to my baby. So she's here and she's precious, she's beautiful, she's everything. I'm absolutely obsessed with her. So this video is going to be kind of like my birth story. My pregnancy was pretty much textbook up until the end. So what I mean by textbook is that on the apps, like if you're an expecting mom or you're trying to conceive, obviously you might have downloaded some apps. I have What to Expect, Baby Center, Pregnancy Plus, and Pre-Mom. So on the apps, they give you like updates every day of what you should be experiencing. I experienced basically all of the things leading up to the end at around 38, 39 weeks. I don't even know where to begin. Every single day I would check the apps and it was on point with what I was experiencing. Everything changed a little bit towards the end at 38 to 39 weeks when I started having high blood pressure readings. Before pregnancy, I never ever had high blood pressure. No, I've never had any problems. So my pregnancy was the same. Like I didn't have any issues. Everything was pretty much textbook, like an easy pregnancy, if you want to call it that. By then I was like over it anyways, and I was telling my husband like I don't want to, like I'm done being pregnant. I just don't want to be pregnant anymore. I want to be induced. And I was just saying that, but low-key I really didn't want to be induced. I wanted to go into labor spontaneously, have the whole water breaking experience, and that didn't happen. I ended up having to be induced at 39 weeks and 4 days, I believe. So I was like almost there. I just feel like it was kind of pointless for me to be induced, but then again, I didn't want to go past 40 weeks. I didn't want to go to 41, 42. So whatever, I was basically there anyway, so I thought it was going to be smooth sailing. I went to my last like doctor's checkup. They had been giving me like, I guess 2 appointments a week just to check my blood pressure, and it wasn't going down. So that last appointment that I went to check my blood pressure, it was really high, and my doctor was like, you gotta go to the hospital. We're going to induce you. And I was just like, okay, whatever. I'm almost there anyways. Let's just do it. So my husband and I went to get breakfast first. We took our sweet time getting to the hospital, okay? We went home, packed the bag, made sure we had everything together. And we got to the hospital around 3 p.m. that afternoon. It took them about, I think, 2 hours. So maybe around 5 p.m. is when they started the process. They inserted something called Cervidil into my cervix to get me to start to dilate. The dilation took forever. I felt like it took maybe 8 hours. It took 8 hours for me to get to 1 centimeter. And at 8 hours, when I was at 1 centimeter, my water broke on its own. They didn't have to break my water for me. So that was another thing. Okay, so at 1 centimeter, my nurse came in. First of all, you have like 10 million different nurses that come in that you see. So the nurses that inserted the Cervidil, the nurse that inserted the Cervidil, the nurse that gave me my IV, the nurse that checked me in, all different nurses. So the nurse that gave me, that I called to say, hey, I think my water broke, that was at the 8-hour mark. I called her up on the phone and I was like, I think my water broke because I started feeling like something moist down there. And I'll tell you why I feel like I couldn't look. It's because I got an epidural at 1 centimeter. The nurse told me that I could get the epidural whenever I wanted. I already started feeling some kind of pain and I was scared of pain. That was the most thing that I was like concerned about when it came to like giving birth, was the pain. I was saying the whole time I was pregnant, I was like, I don't want to feel anything. I already had my mind made up. I was getting the epidural. So when she said I didn't have to wait until I was 4 centimeters, 5 centimeters, whatever, she said, you can get it at 1 centimeter, you can get it right now. I was like, okay, call the lady, let's do it right now. And I feel like I should have done that because I was in labor for over 24 hours. So I didn't have my daughter until, not the next day,
12:24.
but the next day at 12:24 a.m. So like 24 plus whatever hours, from 3 p.m. to 12 p.m. I can't do the math right now, but it was longer than 24 hours. And even then, I was at like a 0 station. Yes, I was 10 centimeters dilated, but she wasn't like I guess, coming down. And also I wasn't really feeling any contractions. Like throughout the whole process since I got the epidural at 1 centimeter, I wasn't really feeling anything. I felt it in the beginning. They were like strong period cramps, and I have had really bad periods for a really long time. And so I was like, okay, if this is a strong period cramp and I'm feeling this right now at 1 centimeter, what's gonna happen if I wait until 4 to 5 centimeters? I was like, no, let's just do it right now. So many nurses came to check me throughout the day. It was just, that was, I feel like, the most annoying, because I just had people checking my cervix just to see how far along I was. And they were telling me, oh, you're gonna have a baby today, and you're gonna have a baby today. I was like, no, I'm not. I felt like, no, I'm not gonna have a baby today. Like, nothing's going on, like, nothing's happening. And I ended up having her at 12:24 a.m. the next day. So Monday, I went in to get induced. I had her on Wednesday morning at 12:24 a.m. So that's how long my labor was. As far as delivery goes now, I have another nurse that came in for the time for her to get delivered, and she checked me. I was at, I think, 9 centimeters, and then my OB came in and he checked and he was like, okay, she's at 10 centimeters. Let's get ready to have a baby. So my OB left. I guess he went to help other patients, whatever the case may be. My nurse stayed with me and we did practice pushes. At that point, I think she had to turn up the Pitocin. So I did have to get on Pitocin because obviously I wasn't dilating on my own. Nothing was happening. Like my OB checked my cervix at the office before I even went to get induced, and nothing was going on. And I had no symptoms of anything going to happen soon anyways. Also, I drank the teas, I ate the dates, I did all the things. I did the curb walking. That was so uncomfortable. Nothing was happening. So all those things that they say online that are gonna work, everyone's different, so that might work for you, it might not work for you. I just wish I'd never done it because it was just pointless. Anyways, time for delivery. So delivery time comes and we did practice pushes. So I think we did like 3 rounds of practice pushes, and we pushed 3 times, we counted to 10. Let me tell you something. I wish I would have practiced breathing, like my breathing and pushing exercises, because when it came to that, I was like out of breath. I don't know if it was because of pregnancy, obviously, but I could not hold my breath and push for nothing. Well, it felt like I couldn't do it, but I did it. So we did 3 rounds of like practice pushes, 3 times each, count to 10. And I couldn't feel my contractions, so that's another thing. If you get the epidural, like, I couldn't feel anything. So I was like looking back at the monitor just to see like when my contractions were coming. There was a monitor like right there with the baby's heartbeat and my contractions, and I could like see when it was coming. Like there was a number that would go up, 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 and I could feel a little something, but I really couldn't feel anything. So I knew, okay, time to try to push. Okay, so at the end of the 3rd session, with the practice pushing, she said she could see the baby's hair. And I was like, what? You can see the baby's hair? That's crazy. Because I couldn't feel anything. And my husband was right there. He was watching the whole thing. He was holding my leg. She was holding one leg, and we were just practicing. By the time she could see the hair, she called the OB in, and we were ready to have a baby. All the people came in, and we were real pushing this time. Still, during the real pushing, I think I had 4 rounds. So 3, 6, 9, 12. So 12 pushes in total until she was brought earthside. So I don't know, I still couldn't feel anything. So I heard him tell the nurse, oh, you gotta turn up the Pitocin, her contractions are still really far apart. And then I could really feel it. When they turned the Pitocin up, I could like feel it. I couldn't feel, it didn't feel like pain though. It just felt like something's coming. So I don't know, I feel like my pregnancy was pretty easy, as people would say, and then my delivery, I feel like the pregnancy was harder than giving birth, in my opinion, because I really didn't feel anything. I felt more after giving birth and after all the medication wore off, but during birth I didn't really feel anything. It was pretty uncomfortable, like waiting there all day to like have this baby, but everything was worth it. I think everything went smoothly. So I did like 12 pushes and she was out. I say 12, but really the last round, we stopped counting because they were like, harder, 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 push, push, push. And I was like, there was like no more counting. I was just like pushing. So that's another thing they don't tell you about is how to push. They say push like you're pooping, and that's what my coach, the nurse, was saying, and she was a really good coach. I couldn't have done it without the team that I had, I feel like, because I felt like I couldn't do it, but I did it. But practice the pushing. If you're expecting and you're wanting to have a vaginal delivery, I think you should push with how you cough, like that reflex that you use to cough, push with that. Because if you push like you're going to poop, they don't tell you that you're gonna get hemorrhoids, bad ones. So don't push like you're gonna poop, because then you'll have those. But try to practice your breathing exercises. I feel like that's super important for you to have a smooth delivery. And all the things that I tried, they didn't work. I still tore, had a 2nd-degree tear. I feel like the healing process for that, I'm 3 weeks postpartum. I feel like the healing process for that isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. It's not as painful as I thought it was going to be. I mean, I do feel something down there, like when I sit down. Sometimes, I guess it depends on the chair, but it's not that bad. I don't know, everything was better than I expected except for the induction process. I really thought that all the things that I did was gonna have me going to dilate and do all the things and I was gonna deliver spontaneously. No, that didn't happen. And I kept telling everyone, like, I'm feeling like she's not gonna come, she's not ready, like I'm not ready. But I was ready, I was finished, I was done being pregnant. Okay, if you guys have any questions, just put them down in the box or put a comment on TikTok, because I'm gonna make a TikTok on this as well. If you want to know about my hospital stay and all the things there, all the TikTok things they say about the hospital food, I can make a more in-depth video. This is just like a quick little story. I know it's probably all over the place, but this is just a quick labor and delivery story, as quick as I can get it. Anyways, time to go. We're going to the pumpkin patch, so let's go. I gotta pack baby's diaper bag and we are on our way. Look at my girl's little feet. Little cute toes. I don't want to touch her because she looks like she's getting ready to wake up. Thank you. Okay, let's see what they got. Oh, they have funnel cakes. Can't leave without one of those. Did you taste your apple cider?
What's going on, guys? We're checking in.
Checking in.
This is a fall festival, you know. We got 4 tickets upon entry, but you can't really get nothing good with it, so. We got this apple cider slushy, pretty trash.
The apple cider?
We got a couple goodies too. This almost tastes, you know what this tastes like, guys? It almost tastes like that. Yeah. From the bottle.
Oh, apple cider vinegar? Yeah. Duh. Okay, eat that hot dog before the flies get it. Ew. Tell me, give me your taste test, your review on the hot dog.
You gotta put me in. You know, guys, I'm certified glizzy gobbler.
Are you? Ew. That sounds kind of sus.
Nah, no sus. No diddy.
Ew. What do you think? Is it like a regular glizzy?
4 out of 10.
4? Oh my god, that means I'm gonna think it's like a 2.
It's a regular glizzy though.
It's hot AF out here. We have apple cider, frozen apple cider drinks. We have hot doggies. There's nothing really much to see. I mean, they have like a hayride thing, but I don't want to get in a hayride. It's hot AF.